AI is set for a bull run, and there is a lot happening this week that could impact crypto in a very big way. We'll break it all down for you guys. I think you're going to love it. My name is Paul Barrow. Welcome back into Tech Path. As you can see, I am still at this conference. I just finished up a session on what? Guess what? Of course, AI and blockchain. AI and blockchain starting to really create some waves, and there's some significant reasons why. We'll break it all down for you guys. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to get over to sharing a few tabs and also kind of just go through some of the news today, because I think there's some key things that we really have to consider on where growth is going for not only AI, but how it's going to integrate within blockchain itself. So I want to jump over to this first tab this morning, and that, of course, is good morning, everyone. We are 48 hours away from a game-changing event. Well, they're talking about Nvidia earnings. Expectations right now around 64 cents. This would be plus 137 for the year over year. That is a huge growth. So if we are going to continue to see Nvidia play, the question mark is going to be, how does this flow into what's happening within the crypto space? Just fun fact there. CEO now did things like cleaning toilets, but guess what? He's now the 11th richest man in the world. And I think this is something that, of course, is indicative of where AI is going. I want to continue and jump further into another tweet real quick. And the reason for this, of course, is what we're seeing in the GPU growth. But of course, we have to consider what is the closest connection to Nvidia. If we look at crypto, it's clearly going to be Render. Now, there are a handful of others that do play into the space, but Render is one that we're tracking very closely going forward. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to jump into, and one is a clip here that I want to get into, because when you look at not only where the strategy of not only crypto is going, but specifically around AI, some of the things that you have to consider is, where's the growth track going? So let's go to a clip. This will get into how Nvidia could be the winner here. Take a look.
When we do market checks, we see that the earnings are going to be pretty good, because almost every tech company has been actually investing in data center chips and in the AI chips. And on the other hand, every company budget, when we talk to our 1,000 CXOs on the market, everyone robs cybersecurity budgets to pay for AI.
Is this going to be a mistake that they all look back on later if there's a huge cybersecurity attack or something that gets through?
Well, the big thing that's happening in cybersecurity is about post-breach resiliency. You know you're going to be breached. Are you better at actually recovering? And so they're making the guess that AI might get them faster to cybersecurity as well.
If we are already priced to perfection, but your channel checks are telling you that things are going to be really great, you anticipate the stock's going to go up? Will it be enough of a boost to actually impress the street?
Well, it may impress the street, but it's not going to bring anyone else with it, because what's happening here is unlike the internet, right? With the internet, it was open, it was decentralized, there were lots of players, things were coming down in price. Here, it's the complete opposite. NVIDIA's done a good job. It's centralized, it's closed, it's more expensive. There's only a few players that are going to win, and that's why the stock will do well.
All right, so the question here is there an all-in AI winner in blockchain? And I don't necessarily think there is. I think we're probably going to see a handful of winners out there. Now, he talks, this same analyst talks a little bit more around what AI is in terms of an investment strategy. I just want you to think about that for a second, because this could be traditional securities investment, but it also could flow into the token sector in the crypto markets. I want to go to that clip. It'll explain a little more.
So Apple, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, Amazon.
Tesla.
Oh, you own Tesla too?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the one that was missing from this list. Which one are you not? Do you not own?
I think I've Meta as well, actually.
Are you Meta? Oh, so you own all of them.
I own all seven. I do own seven.
And you believe that this is the right thesis to keep carrying the market at this point?
We do for now, and especially with interest rates coming down, that's actually going to help as well. A lot of people think it's going to go to EMs when interest rates come down, but actually it's not going to look that way. Aside from India, it really looks like big tech is your flight to safety and your flight to growth. It's kind of like buying GE back in the 80s.
All right, so that in itself is a big deal, because I think when you look at kind of converging in the securities market, you see all these top-level companies which have invested heavily in the development of AI, the infrastructure of AI, and even in their respective markets, Tesla, Meta especially, all leaning into what we know as the evolution that we think is going to set a course for the next generation, and that is this trifecta: AI, XR, AR, VR, and then of course blockchain. Now, how can you play this on the blockchain? I want to share my screen here. This is a good example of it. AI tokens market cap surging nearly 80%, 32 billion as investor sentiment is improving. A couple of key things here. Value comes in as investor confidence in the sector is revived. This, I think, is the thing that is catching everybody by surprise, because a lot of people were looking at Nvidia and saying maybe this is the end. But the upcoming earnings for Nvidia, Q2 earnings, could report another momentum boost. If that is not going to be the case, we will see I think, a enhanced capability around AI tokens on the crypto side that will see research. Now, could this mean render, near protocol? There's many platforms out there that are integrated very well with not only cloud compute, but how AI is going to be used. I want to jump to a couple of tweets here before I go back. Has the market been sleeping on Near protocol? This is a good example over the last year. In case you haven't noticed or paying attention, Near has grown its active users by 3,100% in the last year through Q2. So this is a big deal. There's the chart right there. You can kind of see this. I mean, this is insane growth. Now, Near is definitely on track. This is another one that I own and I like. But when I look between the two, whether it's Near, Render, or others that could play into this, even if you look at Powell, I think they may end up seeing some movement as well. The opportunity here in AI tokens is going to be huge. Here, of course, in another tweet, crypto is the currency of AI. I totally agree with that. I think we're going to see more innovation in the crypto space, more so than ever. And one of the things that we have to consider on AI is how are big companies transitioning into this. And I'm talking about existing companies out there that will set the course for these layer 2 and layer 3 companies. I'm talking about businesses that will start to integrate more of this, which only means we're going to see more adoption in the crypto space. So I want to go to a clip real quick, which is one of the Dell executives breaking this down. Let's take a look.
Its intersection between execution and vision is more pronounced than any other technology I've ever seen. So
when we talk to people about AI, John, we oftentimes hear them say it's just like the internet in the 1990s. You're saying no.
No. On the scale of impact, it is, but I was involved in creating that era. I was the CTO of a bunch of networking companies in the 90s, and we had a decade and a half to kind of get there. And it happened slowly over time. It did have a profound impact. I think from a scale perspective, it's similar. So the speed in which these things are happening, you know, it's not like we've developed the internet and then we have 10 years to figure it out and mature it and then scale it. And 20 years later, everybody has to be there. This is, if you're not there now, or if you're not moving towards getting there, you're already late. And I haven't seen that happen in any other big technology inflection.
Is it more steam engine, like Jamie Dimon talks about, Industrial Revolution?
Yeah, it's after the steam engine existed and was commercially available, what you saw was this massive uptick. You had and it's actually a good analogy because the steam engine was a way to transfer energy. And you need to transfer energy to do all kinds of things, from producing goods and services to doing transportation, and so it became incredibly pervasive. AI is very similar. Anybody who tries to pigeonhole it, that it only does chatbots for, you know, searching stuff, or it only does enterprise applications X, Y, and Z is wrong, because it's a foundational technology. It's a different way to distill information into knowledge and wisdom, and you're going to apply it everywhere, much like we did when we moved to the internal combustion engine.
All right, so many of the things he said right there, I think it hits back to the point I was getting at. And we are seeing a revolution that is occurring right in front of our eyes. Blockchain will be part of this. We will definitely see XR, AR, VR be part of this. And the integration of this trifecta, which we've never have happened before, is happening now. So you guys have to stay tuned and make sure that you're on the channel. If you're not subscribed right now, I want you to go out right down below, hit the little subscribe button. Also, hit the little bell. That's going to give you notifications when we go live. I know we're trying to get live a little bit more often. Also, if you're not in the Diamond Circle, this is our private member group that I will communicate with. We have a cool group over there, as well as additional content. So check it all out. We'll leave a link down below. I want to jump over to a tweet real quick, because this is getting into a little bit of insight I think that is important. And this comes from Vitalik, because I think everybody's kind of like, why don't you pump more on ETH? Well, here's another bull. This is courtesy of a blockchain project that I think is kind of interesting, Black Forest Labs. Again, this is the whole idea around utilizing cloud compute as a potential. This is all riding on ETH. So there's some opportunity here. It only means that he, Vitalik, is also bullish on AI. And when you look at other things happening in the space right now, as we transition forward, you have to look at the future of where everything is going. And I want to jump to a quick story real quick. This is important. The headline reads it pretty starkly right here. Russia is preparing to use crypto for global payments starting next week. They're going to begin a cryptocurrency trial cross-border transactions. It's September 1st, guys. This is just around the corner. Parliament has now passed legislation to do this, and then Putin has, of course, signed crypto-related bills into law. They're moving so fast on this. They understand, along with BRICS nations, that we'll probably see an integration of blockchain and the next two layers of use case, AI enabled, but also blockchain as payments, and also the interaction of goods and services cross-border. All of that is coming to a head. As I said, the trifecta of this technology. All right, so another story right here, global liquidity surges to all-time high, hitting 95 trillion as Bitcoin is set for a bull run. And I think there's a couple of points within this that you have to consider. Historically, an increase in global liquidity has often led to significant bull runs, which most likely will occur again. Now we got another money wall coming at us, and I think this is just the beginning. So if you're not in right now, maybe this is the time you take a step and say, maybe I need to diversify my portfolio. Not investment advice, but you got to look at the technology that is all coming together at one time. And I think that's the key that you have to pay attention to. All right, so let me go to a story real quick here. BlackRock and Grayscale, ETFs holding near 3% of all circulating Bitcoin. That's a big thing. This is just, as you remember, all of this has just happened this year. So imagine what this is going to look like in 18 months, 24 months, 36 months. We are going to see a very dynamic opportunity here. And I want to continue on with this story right here. ETH ETFs have also bled a little bit of money, but it's not necessarily the whole story. Let me zoom in on this because I want to show points within this. Many people would look at this and say, okay, well, this is bad. It's been a dud. Well, maybe not so much. BlackRock now, of course, passed 1 billion of net inflows, making it the 7th most successful ETF launch this year. This year, we've seen Bitcoin ETF launches along with a slew of other traditional ETFs. And for ETH, I think this is a very successful opportunity going forward. I want to jump to a tweet. And this is kind of representing just more strength in what's happening within ETH. Donald Trump has made over $1 million in ETH right now and made over $7 million in NFT royalties, all of that riding on ETH. So he kind of gets, I don't know if he does, but I definitely understand his campaign and his group from his strategy team gets it. All right, so I want to jump to a clip that shows a little bit more about what Trump has done from a strategy standpoint in utilizing NFTs. Take a look.
By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really, I think, quite something. Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the presidential debate. And people are calling it the knockout suit. I don't know about that, but that's what they're calling it. So we'll cut up the knockout suit and you're going to get a piece of it. And we'll be randomly autographing 5 of them. You know, they call me the crypto president. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people are saying that. So don't miss out.
Let the fight begin.
All right, so a lot happening there. And I think, you know, if you like Trump, you don't like Trump, whatever it might be. The key here is that we have an administration that has been fighting us tooth and nail about where crypto is going. You guys have to remember that. And I want to show a tweet here from Matt Hogan that's kind of interesting. And that's this right here. You look at what Matt is saying. Since Harris replaced Biden, Bitcoin down 8%, ETH down 26%. Ethereum has more exposure to the election outcome than Bitcoin. So I just don't know. The fact that we see more and more pressure coming from the Democratic side on this area, I think is just mind-boggling to me. I want to also go into this right here because this is something that is news that is starting to hit, and this is only more innovation in blockchain. Aethir is over at Gamescom. A lot of happening within the Aethir network. You guys, of course, have to follow along. But if you just see what Aethir is doing between September 2nd and the 6th, They're going to be at 18 different events across what will be the most significant annual Web3 conferences in Southeast Asia. We've talked about this before, Token 2049, WebX, all that happening. Here is a lineup right here of Daniel Wang. He is the CEO over at Aethir. Look at the lineup he is working with. Scaling blockchain for mass adoption in DePIN, all right? And then we have the role of decentralization in AI. So this is, again, just more blockchain integration that I think is just further proof, guys, that we are nearing maybe a blockchain and AI integration, which, of course, if you're following most of these tokens and you're not, you got to subscribe to the channel because these are the kind of things we talk about all the time. All right, you guys, I'm going to be back in studio tomorrow. It's going to be a fantastic week. You got to subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you're not following me on X, do that. It's just @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.